Matt,
Matt,
Yeah.
Matt,
is she gonna
what
be
the
doing
fuck
that
is
the whole
behind
show?
you?
Oh, what's behind me?
That
Oh, you guys aren't lucky to have kids, so you don't get to know what these cool toys are.
that doesn't look like a kid toy, sir. And
You
this,
seriously don't remember me? Wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah, Mike should.
Wait for it.
oh, that's a noise.
Wait for it.
And that's a wait. And that's a
Get
good
that?
place to start because now I'm confused. Welcome everybody to the one and only Mike, please.
Midweek War WrestleMania edition.
And that voice you heard, doing that lovely voice of Vince McMahon, is the one and only Mad Mike. Hi, Mad Mike.
Hi, Riz. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
I'm doing super too.
I'm more excited for the pre-show than I am for the main card now.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a minute.
I don't know how that happened.
And also joining me, our friend in the mainstream media, mainstream Matt himself, Matt Carlins.
What's up, Riz? I think I may have found the cure for the WrestleMania blues.
Oh. Do I have to stay tuned?
Feel better?
No.
Get out of here!
And also joining us, man who has been highly critical of everything that we've been talking about for WrestleMania, Antonio Garza.
Hey guys, it's true. I've been suffering from the WrestleMania blues all week, but today I got a little dose of NXT and a little dose of Lucha, and I'm feeling better, a lot better.
And before we start, you can sign up for our newsletter for a free digital download of your. I don't know if it's of your choosing or if, I think it's of Sorgatron Media's choosing.
I believe it's the IWC 100th show, right?
Oh yeah, it is the 100th show, by the way. Hashtag FindRiz. And you just go to indiewrestling.us. There you can sign up and get that DVD, and also subscribe to all of our shows by going to WrestlingMayhemShow.com. So with all that fun stuff out of the way, Antonio Garza, I'm gonna give you the floor here. You have
I got
been
Lucha
given
on
the
the
task
brain.
of Lucha Underground.
Yes,
I don't know
sir.
why we do this every week that you have Lucha Underground. It could be. Who knows? I think it might be because Sorg really likes you rolling your R's.
It's a racial stereotype.
Yes.
I understand.
So
No, Sorg just likes it because he listens to podcasts around his genital region, so it's like it's cupping his balls.
ooh, vibrations. So Antonio Garza, what is your
Una palabra.
that word?
Riz, you just gotta write this down.
Yeah.
I don't have. I can just point to you and you can say it.
Okay.
Okay. Mi una palabra. I don't know why I say it in an English accent though. Mi una palabra is dumped.
Dumped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see that. I like that answer. What is your bueno?
Okay, so my bueno, it's the same thing. I am really happy about the Havoc Angelico Ivelisse thing. Since the first no, Mike, I see you doing that. Don't do that. Since the first episode, I've been wanting to cheer for Son of Havoc. I like Son of Havoc, and finally, yesterday, they gave me a reason to cheer for him. I was happy. I was marking out that he was dumping Ivelisse, and he was fighting like crazy, and his shooting star press was beautiful. I was a happy man last night.
You
Okay,
seem like a happy man.
Turning him face, I will agree with. That's a good thing. That's a
So-
good thing. But still, the way they got there is just awful. The way they got there is just horrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I hated the I don't really like the storyline they have. But whatever payback happened, I loved it.
The
And
best part
Heli-
of the best part of that match was when Son of Havoc dumped Evilise, and Helico's like, "Hey, you want to get with this?" And she just kicked him in the
yeah.
fucking head.
Mhm.
That was the best part. That was the best part of this whole story. I'm like, okay,
At
I
this
find myself cheering for Evilise more than either of the guys.
at this point, like I really like how Angelico fights, but holy hell, he's the douchebag. I like the kick. I'm like, yeah,
That,
you
that
don't deserve
means,
these.
Garza, that means it's working.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah,
Helico is, like, when he showed up the first time, he just looked like a random dude who would inevitably have his arm broken by Pentagon Jr. and
It's still gonna
leave
happen.
our television screens in a rapid fashion. But the longer he hangs around, the more time I have to get annoyed by him, and the more I hate him. And now he's a pretty solid bad guy. And I realized tonight I'm supposed to be booing Ivelisse because she's the only person on Lucha Underground that Vampiro doesn't lust over,
Well,
which was strange.
yeah, that
I
was
feel like we should
strange.
call him Bro Jellico.
At first, I thought they were gonna push Angelico like, cause he's kind of like a dreamy guy, you know, the tall white guy. And I thought they're gonna push him as a super baby face because he can fight really good. But I'm really happy they went the other direction. And
I want this on the record. Garza thinks Angelico is a dreamy white guy.
yes, he
I
is
want
a
that.
dreamy
I
white
want
guy.
that on the record, Riz. Can you put that in the show
Yes.
description, please?
I will. Uh,
That's,
First, I need Malo.
that's gotta be my bueno for next week, man. The hell is just dreamy.
I need your Malo, please.
Okay, my malo. Okay, it may be just me because I got really confused during the AAA Mega Campeonato match. Striker kept saying that
Yes.
the rope is legal. The rope is legal in this match, and I was like, well, does that mean the other DQs are in effect and just the rope is legal? But then the finish we saw Tejano tap out in the ropes, and I was like, well, I'm not sure if that was legal
And
or
that's
he's
not the
just
main.
like a,
That's not the main difference.
Well,
Like
I-
the minute he said that, I'll get to your. I'll get to you in a minute, Mike. The minute, like a couple seconds after he said that,
Oh, yeah.
for like the fifth time,
the sure shot.
yeah, there was that chair shot,
Yeah,
and I'm like, I thought the rope was just legal.
yeah, and that's got me confused, and I wasn't sure if it was just me or just Striker kind of screwed up.
no. He also said it was a no DQ match, which was
Okay.
which is what he meant by saying the ropes are legal. I think he meant to say ropes. Like if you go to the ropes in a submission hold, that doesn't count for anything because there's no DQ, so there's no 5 count to break the hold or anything like that. I actually like that finish a lot because it's
Yeah, I like the finish.
Too, we
I just-
don't usually see a finish in the ropes, which I
Umaga John Cena.
that's
oh,
different.
yeah, I mean it
Because
does happen.
Well, no, I
because
mean,
the
that's
entire
the last-
turnbuckle.
That's the
goes
last one I can
off.
remember. That's the last one I can remember.
Yeah, at this point I always thought that the tarantula was the stupidest move in wrestling, but then with a finish like this, I mean, it looks nice.
Mm.
But yeah, that's my malo.
And your cambio.
Okay, my cambio, and this goes for the third match now for the Boyle Heights match for that new shiny title. I didn't like how closely related was Conan attacking Cage to Prince Puma pinning Cage because I like that they had to like interfere to take out Cage because that keeps Cage as a monster, like an unstoppable monster. But at the same time, if Puma's supposed to get like his huge win, his like babyface, I finally got my title back, it shouldn't be because Conan attacked
And
Cage.
can I just point out? By the way, this is one of the fewer times I did stay up and watch this. The Cage powerbombed him multiple times. Cage beat him up in the head multiple times. They looked really hard too.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those power bombs was through a trash can.
Yeah.
And yet, when Conan comes in, when he comes in, he hits him with the scepter or whatever the fuck it is, and Cage is stunned, and then all of a sudden he's fine. The guy's fine. He just jumps back up because why not?
Well, it's not like he did like a leapfrog to the top rope and did his move. I mean, that's pretty standard wrestling.
He
Yeah, he kind of played it.
he did a real fancy ass move after getting beaten to death.
Well, that's his fancy ass finisher. I don't think it's that egregious of a sin in professional wrestling.
Well, no, because I mean, you gotta remember, fighting spirit is a thing that Lucha Underground has too, and when you have stuff like that, you know, it's like going Super Saiyan, kind of like you get extra bursts of adrenaline and shit like that.
Yeah, it was believable. And Cage got taken out by that staff that was forged in the mines of Moria, so it's okay.
And one thing we have to mention, because Garza did mention this in his Bueno Malo or Cambio, fucking Hernandez is in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Oh no. Hernandez is good.
No.
Hernandez is good. Not within the confines of TNA, but Hernandez is good.
Just think about this. Hernandez and Cage are gonna fight.
Yes! Yes! This is what I'm saying! That's gonna be a
coming
fun
next,
match. That's gonna be so good.
I was also very excited to see that there's garbage in the garbage cans on Lucha Underground. Very exciting to me.
And also, I like how Stryker pointed out that Dario Cueto planted everything around in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he planted this trash can.
Finally, an
Or he
explanation.
was sanitary and didn't want shit thrown on his floor.
An explanation for why there's so many odd things under the ring. Oh, yeah, Dario Cueto just put all that shit there. Fine. Makes sense.
Yep.
He's a dick. He wants people to get hurt. We get it.
All right,
I think Dario Cueto is like the take on the real person Vince McMahon. I don't know why. Like, because he went to Hernandez. He's like, you know, you're everything I want in a champion. You're young, you're big, you're muscular. I'm like, is Dario Cueto just supposed to be like Vince McMahon in the '80s? Like, I've wondered about that.
Vince McMahon with a wicked coke habit.
So, Antonio, I think I know the answer. Recommend it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, moving on. Let's go with Matt Carlins.
Oh, why not?
Matthew Carlins,
Yes, sir.
friend of the mainstream media.
Your friend in the mainstream.
My
media.
friend in the mainstream media. Our friend in the mainstream media. What is your one word for NXT?
I'm going to try to pronounce it correctly. Hideous.
Hideous?
Hideous. Hello, everyone.
Hideous?
Just say hideous.
No, that's not how Tyler Breeze
That's
said
not
it.
how fucking
Hideo.
Tyler Breeze say it.
If you just say hideous,
Hideous.
there's no joke.
If you spell it out, there is.
Hello, everyone. Anyway.
Matt Carlins. Before this goes totally off the reins here.
The ring.
Off the range, never gonna be the same.
Yeah, my good
What
thing. I'm glad that NXT
I
got
like,
the
I like how
thing
Matt
for me.
went Roman Reigns. Matt went Roman Reigns. I went Bobby Roode.
I didn't ask the question yet.
That's all you need to know.
What is your good?
My good was pretty obviously the main event between our boy Finn and the star of the Kevin Owens show, Kevin Owens.
Seriously, why is Kevin Owens not in the Hall of Fame right now?
He needs to. He needs to be in it for his family. And he's going to beat up every Hall of Famer until he gets into it.
Kevin Owens' adorable little daughter is the biggest heel in wrestling.
I do love that Yeah. Kevin Owens' daughter is to NXT what Conan is to Lucha Underground. It's basically just
Wait,
one
doesn't he have a
doing,
son?
Wait,
Um,
what?
I like that. Like it was a pretty typical story for the main event where Balor, once Balor starts hurting his knee, you're kind of like, okay, I see where this is going. But they found a way to like stretch it out to a point where you're like, oh, maybe. So it's a good job of drawing
Hey,
me in and helping me buy in.
hey, a little sidebar I want to mention.
Hmm.
I found this on Twitter and I want to reshare this. I forget who said it, but in kayfabe, Kevin Owens' son is Owen Owens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Eddie Edwards' is next tag team partner, everybody.
Oh no! Riz, why did you do that? Why did
Matt
you do
Carlin.
that?
I
Matthew
guess that
Carlin.
explains why he chose his name like that. That makes a
Matthew
lot of sense
Carlin.
now. Yeah.
What is your bad?
By process of elimination, my bad would have to be. The women's match was not actively bad,
I
but it wasn't as good as the match they had in Columbus, and there were a couple of rough patches, especially early in the match. I don't know what they were trying to do with the roll-ups at the beginning of the match, but it was just a little bit rough. But
Yeah,
I still have high hopes for what Bliss can do. I think she's got to kind of find herself a little bit better.
I kind
And I
of
feel kind of bad for Sasha because, I mean, she's carrying a division. She's, I think, has it tougher than Paige had it or Charlotte had it when they were the champions. I don't think the women's division is as polished as it was under Charlotte and Paige. So Sasha's got a tough task ahead of her. And not that I don't think she's up to it, but
yeah the NXT women's division is kind of right now. Right now,
it's in a state of transition.
Yeah,
because
the division's strong, but
Becky. Yeah, go
Sasha
ahead.
doesn't have a lot of contenders or credible contenders at this point.
Yeah, right now you got
Because Bayley,
Sasha up here. You got Charlotte right here, and then mostly everybody down here.
Oh, plus
Yeah.
we haven't seen Charlotte in a while, so it seems like Charlotte might be getting called up for the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can
and
tell you
that's
that.
okay.
And
You
with
got
Emma and
Bayley, and
Bayley
you got-
feuding,
Becky and Emma. Emma could get really interesting. And Blue Pants.
Blue pants.
Blue pants.
Blue pants. Let's Leva Banks or Bates.
Bates. Just call her Blue Pants, Riz.
That one.
Can't pronounce either of her names.
Whatever. Blue Pants. Once she gets a real name, she's going to be good.
she's not actually hired.
Once she gets a real name, the thrill will be gone.
First, she needs to get
Once she
signed.
gets a real name,
she needs to
everyone
get
will just
signed.
chant
Like
Blue
Antonio
Pants.
said, she needs to get signed first.
Yeah.
Once she gets a real name, the entire crowd will just chant "Let's go Blue Pants."
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure we've already proven that.
I sadly believe that right now the Divas division is going to be stalling for this new blonde girl to debut.
Yeah, who's that bodybuilder girl? I forgot her name already.
Something Brooks.
Dana Brooks?
Dana Brooks.
Dana Brooks.
Brooks.
Well, we'll see.
Dana.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, your first instinct is always to be like, bodybuilder, pfft, but then you remember that, like, some of the best,
Garza?
No, she looks athletic.
Garza.
Yeah.
Carlin's?
Yeah.
Carlin's?
Yeah.
What's the one thing you would change?
All right, I got it. For the first time, I got something I want to change about that damn NXT audience at Full Sail University.
Oh,
This time, NXT Universe, you have gone too far. You have offended me as a wrestling fan. Your blind loyalty to Kevin Owens is starting to upset me. You popped for a goddamn headlock during that main event match. Like, in a shooting star press.
Headlock.
Because they
Crafted.
caught on that Owens is trying to cool him off by doing headlocks, and so
Well-
now they cheer for the headlock.
I think they also told Kevin Owens, "Hey, it's the NXT before WrestleMania. We're going to be putting a lot of promos in this match, so use as many rest holds as you possibly can."
No, but you know what? That is a. It's been
There
a
were 3
MO.
commercials. There were
That's true, but
3 commercials.
that has
That's
been
way
an
too
MO
much.
of Kevin Owens since the minute that he arrived at NXT.
But
He's been using that headlock to kind of like temper the fans a little bit. Except the fans aren't going for it. You bunch of dummies. He's
I think
supposed to be a
but
bad guy.
here's
Boo this man.
I think it's because of the WrestleMania season, and we're bound to get a bunch of headlocks in the Taker match and the Triple H match. So he's just
So
trying to
we're
get
getting
the move over, you know.
It's like what Randy
And-
Orton thinks he's doing, but isn't actually doing.
and we're also forgetting this
Yeah, I
guy
mean,
had
seriously, like, sorry, Riz. 10 years of headlocks. I've never heard a reaction for a Randy Orton headlock like that one I heard for Kevin Owens on
But-
Wednesday night.
this guy just came off of surgery though. On
No,
his
that
knee.
was
No.
that was recorded before.
Yeah.
That was recorded beforehand.
Are you sure? Because he was
Positive.
limping really bad with the ring.
No, positive.
This was before, yeah.
Positive.
That's,
He wouldn't. It was it was in Full Sail, and they're already in California. Like it was recorded beforehand.
And so had his whole beer back.
Matt Crones.
Yeah.
Would you recommend NXT this time?
It's worth it to see Balor versus Owens.
And the backstage segments were actually really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for.
Yeah,
next week.
Tommy was good, yeah.
I'm
Good.
excited for 2 out of 3 falls.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna get it.
That's gonna be the best Tyler Breeze send off to the main roster ever.
Yeah, I can see
I'm
that.
telling you.
I can see
I'm
him.
telling you,
Yeah.
that's what's
It just
gonna
makes
happen.
All right, so last week, Mad Mike,
Mhm.
you wanted to do SmackDown this week.
Yes.
First question is why?
Because I felt bad forcing it on poor Eamon last week.
Bullshit. What's the real reason?
No, that is actually it. That is actually the reason. But also the last week before WrestleMania is always kind of interesting on SmackDown because they do live things, and now at the network they have live things that are different from the live things.
All right, so what is your one word for
Well,
SmackDown?
I'm doing a review of the SmackDown and WrestleMania Live hybrid shows because I watched them both at the same time.
What is your
My one word: Axel Mania.
Yes. That is always an acceptable one word.
Yeah, they were talking about how the Battle Royal was getting moved to the pre-show, and interviewing Miz and Mizdow at the same time, and then Axel just interrupted and literally spent about 5 minutes on the network feed trying to make everyone at the table laugh.
Did it work?
Oh, Miz broke. Miz broke completely. And you could tell because he did the whole Jimmy Fallon thing where he went like this to hide his laughter. It was really, really funny.
So what is in your hybrid, what is your one good thing?
My one good thing, the first match on SmackDown this week is a fatal 4-way match.
Ooh.
Cesaro, Biggie Langston, one of the Usos, and one of the Matadors. I forget which one was which.
You don't have to worry about
But
that one.
they did a Tower of Doom spot, motherfuckers. They did a Tower of Doom
You
spot
do
with
like the Tower of Doom.
with Cesaro's apron superplex. Like Cesaro stood on the second rope to do the suplex. I believe it was one of the Usos came up next to him to do a double superplex, and then Biggie Langston came up from behind and Germaned the whole fucker over.
Hmm.
It was fantastic. It was really, really good. That match is just gonna be so much fun on the pre-show. That's gonna be so good.
Why is that on the pre-show?
I wish it
Anyways,
was elimination too.
anyways,
Yes.
Matt Mike, there has to be something bad for SmackDown or the hybrid or whatever.
That would be the 8-man tag on SmackDown. It was basically exactly what you'd expect. Roman Reigns has to look strong.
Is that why Daniel Bryan got the pin?
Yeah,
Ooh.
after about 5 spears from Roman Reigns. I'm pretty sure Roman Reigns even speared people who weren't in the match.
J&J Security was there?
Yeah, they're there. He just speared everyone. Big Show ate everyone's finishers. It was one of those. It was one of those type of matches.
And the one thing Mad Mike would change.
First I'm going to say the one thing I'm surprised they didn't change, which was the Paige and AJ segment. Kept it all in. Didn't change a word. It's a very good interview. It's a good promo from both.
What, the Paige and AJ or the Bellas?
The both. I like both parts of it.
They didn't.
No, they didn't change one word of it.
They left the bitches?
Yeah. Oh well, no, they bleep bitches.
Oh, okay.
They bleep bitches, but I mean, you can tell. Nikki said, "See you bitches on Sunday."
And they left it in the crowd going, "Aww."
Well,
no,
plus they kept in the line about Brock Lesnar, which was very good. Just really, really good segment. The one thing I would change though is, the announcing.
Wow, do we really have to make this?
No, but
we have to make this a rule?
Because it was Jerry Lawler on Raw, they even broke a shot, fired a shot at Byron Saxton, who wasn't even commentating on the match, because he was doing the WrestleMania live segments with Renee Young, who, by the way, Byron Saxton and Renee Young should be the commentary team for SmackDown. They should be the commentary team for SmackDown. I honestly think that they had a lot of segments together at the WrestleMania live thing. They worked really well together, and
they should be the hosts for the Hall of Fame.
No, they shouldn't.
Well, should either Ray should?
No.
All right then.
Jerry Lawler should. Jerry Lawler's good at that job.
I found myself wondering, just realizing tonight that they've got Renee Young and Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips and Rich Brennan and Corey Graves, and I'm like, dang, the future of the commentary team is looking all right all of a sudden.
Yeah, if they decide to use any of them and fire the old guard.
So, Mad Mike.
Uh-huh.
Big question of the day: would you recommend the last SmackDown before WrestleMania?
Yes, but turn it off after the Diva segment.
Wow, that, ladies and gentlemen, that's the first time we said that ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly packages you're gonna see again. The first match was really good, and the Diva segment was really good.
Okay.
Honestly, the WrestleMania live thing, there's some really good interviews in there. Some really good interviews.
The Undertaker Bray Wyatt hype package was really strong.
Anything that they do with hype packages make me want to watch it a lot.
This was especially strong, even by the sliding WWE production scale.
So let us go around the table here. Mad Mike, start us off, sir.
Lucha, hands down.
Matt Collins.
Lucha. You
Garza.
Can't stop it.
Lucha.
NXT would have won if they didn't have so many promos.
Really? No. Time out.
Lucha.
It's
NXT
WrestleMania weekend on their network. They have the right to show anything they got.
They have the right.
No, of course they do. Of course they do.
They have to promote.
You know what I would have liked? Maybe focus on, I don't know, the 4 guys that are fighting to get into the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah.
That's not for public consumption.
They didn't mention it once.
Well, like you said, this was taped long before that.
Yeah, but the packages aren't. You can insert anything you want in there. SmackDown is proof of that. Exactly.
I'm going to insert my package.
NXT delivered the best match that it had Balor versus Owens was the must-see match that it still had to give. It delivered that match, and it wasn't even close this week, Riz.
I know.
Lucha destroyed it.
Like I said,
Well,
I actually
Tell
did
it like
watch.
it is.
Hey, wait, you had your turn.
So,
I actually did watch Lucha, and despite my leaning towards NXT, I'm actually going to go with Lucha as well. It was, you guys, it was really good. Just pointing it out there.
Yeah.
That's not to say, SmackDown or NXT were bad. They
I think,
weren't.
yeah.
It's a lot closer than you make it out to seem. Just
In my
pointing it out there.
opinion, Balor versus Owens was the best match of the week.
Yes.
But overall show, Lucha Underground upon.
Yeah, but Lucha Underground had the best second and third match of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with that being said, thank
And
you
also,
guys.
if Big Cass went to Jared, NXT would have won.
Wait, if Big Cass went to where?
If I misspoke. If Blake and Murphy went to Jared,
Oh, Jared.
yeah,
Jared.
yeah. If Blake and Murphy went to Jared, NXT would have won this week, but they didn't.
Well, Blake and Murphy better not go to Indiana. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us once again here on the Midweek War, where we discuss all the good things that happen in between and after the actual Wrestling Mayhem show, which you can see live every Tuesday night at live.sorgatronmedia.com, somewhere around about 9 o'clock in the evening Eastern Standard Time, which is followed by the lovely Indie Mayhem show by the equally lovely Eamon Patton, who is actually the guest of the Indie Mayhem show, which is kind of weird. Matt, how did that go, by the way?
it was cool. I mean,
It was
Eamon's a smart guy. And he's learned a lot about the professional wrestling industry in a very short amount of time. And he's very well spoken. He's a fun guy to talk to. And I enjoyed asking him a question or two about his experience about being a 13-year-old wrestling commentator.
Child labor laws.
For you, Eamon.
And also we have the movie minute with the Rambling Movie Minute with Man Mike, who discusses about movies, which is on at 5:30.
5:30, 6 o'clock, depending on when people show
5:30, 6
up.
o'clock. We also have Insert Going to Begin presents Let's Play. That's the old show. Boss Battle, which is a cool show that I used to be on, which I'm not on anymore, but I do write for InsertGoingToBegin.com, which today I wrote about the cool updates that came with the PlayStation 4 today, and tomorrow I'm going to review Bloodborne, and the game's so fucking awesome. And Matt Carlins, where can they find you at? Since you're not you're on the Mayhem show, but you're not on any other podcasting show on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Network or Sorgatron Media Network. So please discuss what you have done with your life.
At Mainstream Matt with one T on the Twitter, mainstreammatt.blogspot.com, where someday, if you're good, I may post an article that has nothing to do with Mayhem Mania.
Bullshit.
But only if you're good.
Bullshit.
Whoa.
Bullshit.
So it's gonna have to do with Mayhem Bound for Glory?
Yeah.
Michael, shut your whore mouth.
Don't worry, I got that covered. And Antonio Garza,
Yeah,
where can they find you at, sir?
at DW Revolution at the Twitter machine and thewrestlingrevolution.com.
Even you don't know what.
I know.
I mess it up multiple times, and I'm like, he's gonna like flip out. But you even messed it up, so I feel better now.
I'm just trying to keep the gimmick, you know.
I'm already. I do this show every week with you three guys, and I'm always confused. So, with that being said, oh, by the way, it's the WrestlingRevolution.com, right?
Yes.
.com. And you can find me at the Riz. And with that, thank you guys so much for joining us, Matt, and that also at Mad Mike 4883 Also, so I don't forget it, listen to, fucking
Panel
Panel
Riot.
Panel
Riot.
Riot.
Here's what I want you to do. Good, fine folks. Good, fine people who consume the midweek war. What I want you to do is I want you to go to Panel Riot on iTunes. I want you to listen to the last 3 episodes all at once because you have Sorgatron, you have me, and this week, oh, you got something special. You got Mr. Bobby F. J. Town talking about X-Men 3. That's right. We did a trilogy of trilogies, motherfucker. And I'm not sure which one's going to be the worst, but I mean, studies show it's the third one. Just saying.
With that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us on
The Midweek War. Welcome to WrestleMania.
I wasn't done yet.
God damn it, Riz.
So thank you guys so much for joining us here. We'll see you next week on the Midweek War.